Okay, we are answering one question at a time per vase that I glaze. This is just to get deeper with you all and deeper on knowing work myself. So I have a set of questions that I got from Go Deeper with an Artist, and yeah, so let's go ahead and pull that. We got, who or what has influenced you as an artist? A lot of my friends really influenced me as artists. Two in particular that I think I could talk about, and I'll share their information. So I talked about Kid Mandu before. He just has a sense of like freedom with his work. Like he's just like, I want to do this thing, and then he does it. Or there's like these limitations that he has, and he's just like, okay, well, what if I just do this? Like for example, when I signed up for the newsletter, it was just through Google, just Gmail, just your average email like a normal person would send. And then he was like, hey, this is homegrown. If you want to get off of the email chain, go ahead and email me personally and I'll do that for you. So I thought that was just like so like freeing of an idea, because I was in the process thinking of, do I do emails? How do I do emails? And I wasn't quite sure. It was just like starting to be really complicated, and I just, I watch all these videos and they're like, do this, do that. And his process of like just putting it out there was just so freeing. And he has like a lot of those tips, a lot of those like when I see his booth all the time, or I go hang out with him at his table, it's like he has, reusable paper, and he paints on the back of like ramen packets that he cut up, or, different cardboard things. And he's just like, if there's something that he could create out of nothing, I'm sure he will do it. And so I get a lot of inspiration from him, a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. I mean, like, for this example, this video that I'm making right now, this whole kind of idea of questioning really came from me thinking about my content and about the direction that I want to go in. And so I'll basically do like audit on that thing that's giving me resistance, and seeing like, okay, what is something I can hone or get better on? What is something that is causing this resistance? Is there a way that I can do something that's in the direction that I'm going to cause me the less resistance? And so I had this conversation with him about my videos, and he kind of opened up a new idea for me to kind of just be more simple. Another person that I just like really brings a lot of inspiration is this person called Miskaby. They have a production studio called Ack Inc. And it's so funny that the two people that really bring me inspiration have like personas and then their studio name that's a little different. So Miskaby, oh my gosh, she does everything, like everything. And I'm like so inspired by it. It's so cool. I'm like, wow, she does music, she does stickers, she does sewing, like fashion, and it's just endless. And it's all wrapped up in her, Ack Inc. studio, and Ack is like the main character, and like she comes up with these like characters that have like backstories. Then there's different types of musicians, and it's different, which means different type of music, but it's really just her and her partner who are doing the music, and then her as the artist. But like, it's just very free form, just out of your everyday average branding. It's very punk. And yeah, like I look at her stuff and it's the same kind of inspiration that I get from Nikki, and like that freedom and carefreeness of like, well, why can't we do this? Like, no one's stopping us really. I can make my own clothes. I can, come up with characters. So it's just like that creative freedom that is just so fun and so inspiring. And like literally every single time I meet up with them, either one of them, and I come home and I am so like just in awe and like filled with inspiration and motivation. I just immediately get very inspired of just just the freedom that they have. I think that's the main motivation. And it's kind of like I think that's way cooler to find someone in your community that you personally know, where you can have like inspiration from and easily like pull the inspiration and just like see them in person and get to talk to them and really like understand their workings. I value their opinions a lot because it is something that I actively have to do to kind of tell myself to have that amount of freedom, and something I have to tap into. Whereas these people are just like, it is part of waking up. It is just very natural. It's like when hunger strikes, they know what to do and they don't have to question it. And that's me. I'm always kind of questioning things. Like I see what other people are doing and I'm like, yeah, I know that's not what I want to do, but I don't know how to do it. Like there has to be another way. And most of the time when I like divulge this with, specifically I'm more closer with Nikki. Nikki's always like, so what is stopping you? You can do those things. Why not try this XYZ? And I'm like, oh my God, brilliant. Or he doesn't even have to tell me sometimes. Like sometimes he's just doing it already. And I'm just like, yeah. Oh my God, why did I think about this so hard? Like that is literally like so useful. Just been racking my brain and here you are just like doing it naturally. If I were to really look at like inspiration for my artwork, I get influenced by, my cultural backgrounds. I've talked about this before, the last question. Like, I think I'm just in a place where I am an outsider yet an insider to my own culture. I didn't grow up with a lot of it. I am like self-taught in the sense of like learning my own cultural traditions and backgrounds and learning about the history and all that stuff. And just like finding space of where it overlapped with my life, where it didn't work out, and then where it did. So like an example is Momotaro-san is a peach boy, a Japanese folklore story. I grew up with that. I grew up knowing the song, and that is just one part of the puzzle. Do I know all the folklore stories? No. That's the only folklore story that I know of personally. So like that's where I think about a lot of inspiration of like influence is me going out and learning like, okay, well, I know this folklore, what about other folklores? And then how can I incorporate that in my artwork? Or like going out and like watching movies that are like popular in Mexico. What motifs or color schemes or interesting patterns can I find? And so that's like a large influence of my work. And I don't ever really know exactly what's going to influence, and it's just partaking in life and experiences and all the fun stuff. I think that's like very important. And I often have to tell myself, like when I get in a rut, is like, don't stress. It's okay, because who knows? Like I definitely might find inspiration somewhere. It's just this idea of like, I've been toying with that and how to kind of incorporate in my videos of like, well, if I am talking about things that are cultural, a large part of me being mixed is relying on these ambiguously large, generalized theme of what is culture. And I think like being mixed, it really hones a creative space of that I can expand into other parts, because there's just so much culture already inside me of who I am as a person, and also like questioning everything and all the time. And it's just like, okay, so if that's the case, then where do I fit? And it's just this like anamorphic style of just going in between where I can find these spaces of where I feel comfortable fitting in. I've been starting to paint bisqueware or greenware directly because I don't know. It just seems like it's been a lot better on my mental health of like underglazing greenware before it goes in the bisque, and then when it's bisqued, all I have to do is either add the glaze, or like the clear glaze, or a regular glaze combo. I don't have to think so much about the design anymore, and I've just been noticing that it just produces my work a lot better, a lot quicker. It's probably like quicker in the sense of like 2.5 seconds faster, but like mentally I'm able to do it. So if that's the case, then that's true. However, I can't always get it exactly at leather hard stage. So my brushes and my paint tend to dry out a lot faster. And that's a problem that I face with my design work sometimes. It provides challenges like what you saw earlier with the having too much water. This is giving very like circus vibes. I had to do 2 here because it was uneven. In the past I used to like literally count, okay, how many triangles do I have, and trying to make it even so that the pattern flows better, but when I'm out and in looking at these pieces, I'm like, wow, you can't even tell unless you really look. And if you really look, then it's a cool hidden feature that you've found. Again, I think it's just giving yourself permission to kind of just allow things to be as is. At least that's what I'm always trying to do. And back to the question, that's what Nikki and Miskaby do for me. They give me permission to do certain things. Even if I like I can't use the back of ramen packets for my work. Like I'm not a painter, like paper is not part of my process in any way. But it's just that mentality to kind of think larger than yourself. Think larger than what people are telling you online. Think larger than like the stationary consumerism. Yeah, I don't know if I like this at all. We're sticking with it. Gotta stick with it. That's gonna be one of the parameters. Is whatever I put on these little bases, is I'm gonna keep on it for these videos in particular. Who knows for my other work? This video is like a concept of like 5 minute a day paint sketches that people do. Like, that's kind of the idea. Little testers. All right. That's the design. We're finished. Again, I'll probably be adding glaze to these a little more, so it won't be just this color. But there you have it.